I'm John Lovato Jr., and I'm part of a community of passionate firefighters who take ownership. We don't sit around waiting for experience, and we don't rely on our department for professional development. You see, we understand that the more we invest in ourselves, the better off our career and our lives are going to be. Because we are influencing people as opposed to forcing them, people who have never been taught the benefits of being into the job, we have to do things differently. We know what works because it's been modeled by great firefighters before us. It's just not understood by all, so we have to put ourselves out there to be judged. Put yourself out there, ignore the naysayers. They tell you you're doing the impossible, yet it works. Being in the job is actually what builds morale and performance. We are culture changers. We are bringing back the senior man culture. We are brotherhood coaching. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Brotherhood Coaching Show. Today I've got my son Liam with me since he decided not to nap today. So you guys saw this week's blog post. I was talking about setting the right example. I'll read the exact title for you guys real quick. I was talking about setting the right example for others without having to pretend that everything is okay when it's not. And I'm going to get that into a second, but first I want to talk to you guys about a non-for-profit agency that I just learned about. That I strongly believe in, and I'm actually rocking their shirt right now that I got last week. It's called Operation Underground Railroad, and what they are is they're a non-for-profit that is helping trying to end the childhood sex slave epidemic that's been going on. Actually, a couple months ago, there was a gentleman that came to my department and kind of gave a presentation on it, on something that no one really knows about this, the child abductions going on, and they're turning them into sex slaves. And it was just heartbreaking, his story with it. But at the same time, I haven't really heard much about it, so I didn't think too much, but just, I guess I'll pay attention when I'm on calls and stuff like that. And I was at a conference last week, and a gentleman got up that used to be prior military, and basically, he got tired of having his hands tied when he was overseas, because he was trying to solve some major crime issues with child abduction and the sex trade that's been going on with it. And so he left the government and he started his own non-for-profit. It's called Operation Underground Railroad. And basically he has a group of other former operatives, and they go in there and they save these kids. And it was really touching. And so I want to point you guys to a website right now. It's actually called, his group is Operation Underground Railroad Hour. So the site is ourfilm.org. ourfilm.org. And right now you can go on there and you can log in. I'm going to try and show you guys quick here. I guess I can't switch it. But that's their website for it. They have a sneak peek video. And as you go down, you can put your email in. And what they're going to be doing is they have a documentary that they actually played at this conference event. It was a very inspiring documentary about it, everything that they're doing, and they're going to show, they're going to release it here shortly. So I suggest go to it, check out their site, see what you can. Brotherhood Coaching donated a good amount of money towards the organization. It was just something to believe in and try to give back. I mean, these guys are doing some amazing things. So once again, ourfilm.org, go check it out. But I also want to talk to you guys about some stuff that I learned while I was there. In the blog post I talked that I actually got to see Tony Robbins speak, which I've always wanted to see. And I kid you not, I've got literally probably 8 pages. I was just trying to write down as much as I could during his presentation of things. But the one thing that really got to me was when he was talking about, he believes in controlling our energy levels. And he talks about energy levels, he talks about where our focus goes, our energy goes. So if you're focusing on something that's bad, that's where you're putting all your energy. If you're focusing on something good, that's where your energy is going to go. And so that's what I want to talk about with that blog post, was about setting the right example, because we on a daily basis, even myself, there's times I just get frustrated and I'm like, why am I wasting my time getting frustrated over this? Just start focusing on something better. So you're not ignoring the negativity, you're not ignoring some of the stuff you don't agree with, but there's a good chance you might not have that much control over it, so why not spend your time being happy? So I want to share with you guys that quote, where your focus goes, your energy goes. But okay, that's great, change my focus. Can you give me some tools? Well, here's the tools I want to give you. He says to change your state of mind, you got to do 2 things. You got to change your physiology, which is your body, and then you can change your focus. So first, let's talk about physiology and your body. What can you do? Well, we did exercises to where you would greet people like you were really shy. You would greet people like you didn't like them. Then you would greet people like they were your best friend that you haven't seen in 20 years. So everyone's body language was different. Everyone got excited, gave the person a big hug, and he asked, how do you feel different? And there's a big difference in how we felt. And he attributes that to you're changing your body, you're changing the physiology of it, and you can change your mentality better by changing your physical. So maybe that's every morning, I try and get a workout in. And when I get my workout in and I do my morning routine, man, I come into work like I just slammed 3 Red Bulls. And my energy's through the roof. Anytime I get the workout, by stretching your body out, you increase it. So that's one way. Maybe you got a lot of stress going on, get a workout in. I talk about in the blog post, do some burpees, do a bunch of pull-ups, whatever you got to do, but change your physiology state, your body of it. Get excited over stuff, Maybe it's that 20th call and it's 7 o'clock at night. If you get excited, you're actually going to change your state of focus and your state of mind with it. And the second actionable item is going to be changing your focus, what you're focusing on. I'll give you a prime example of what's going on right now. I could have focused on the fact that somebody just wants to be held and hang out and be the positive side with it, going, okay, well, let's just hang out and hold them. Or I can get all frustrated, like, hey, I really want to shoot this video and put it up the podcast, but I can't because you won't rest and you won't sleep. So there's 2 different focuses I could do, and depending on which one I go, I'm going to be happy or upset. I said in there, I've spent too much time being upset. I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to do what I can to try to stay on the positive side of stuff. What up, dude? Yeah. So those are the 2 big takeaways, that he was talking about, and a lot of stuff we can control ourselves with it. And I'll tell you guys, if you ever have a chance to see him, find it. And speaking of energy with it, one thing I brought up is when we have low energy, we typically we start just looking at problems. When you have high energy, you can start making a better difference with issues that are coming around and influence people, as opposed to when you're having low energy. And just think about it. Think about your negative Nancy's maybe you work with. There's always low energy. And then think about the high energy people. How are they acting? And there's just these little things we can do to try to make the best of our career while we're there, because I call it the silliness. Stuff comes up, there's a change in something, or someone's got a new best way, and you might not agree with it, but hey, at the end of the day, we got the best job in the world, because little guys like this look up to us, and parents hand us babies, they're children, they don't even know us, just to help, and it's a heck of a responsibility we've taken on, and it's a privilege. I just recently finished about 20 years, 15 years of my current agency, but it's been a privilege, just everything I've learned and done, and I still got many more years to go. But when he was born, I got a bunch of firefighter stuff. If maybe there's other professions out there. I really doubt their kids get a bunch of themed clothing and toys and blankets based on that. But hey, I hope you guys got something out of this episode with it. Once again, head over to OURfilm.org. Check them out. Make your own decisions for it. But what these guys are doing is awesome. And if nothing else, you can donate for them and help them out with their operations. They have everything listed there, what it actually costs to get one of these kids out of these situations and rehabilitate them. So I will talk to you guys next week. You guys have a good one.